video. Mr. C-Class, one of 6 of the BBF family. Who are we here with?
This is CJ. Grigio Media _ M3 is my Instagram. This is my car.
Awesome. Nice to meet you, man. What we got here? What we got?
Oh, we got, this is a 2017 BMW M3 comp. Individual color, Grigio Medio.
Okay, okay.
That's the Instagram handle also. Grigio Medio _ M3.
So for most of you know, the F80, intense platform. S55, it looks good, man. What you got? What we working with?
All right, we got, basically, it's OME plus, I guess you would say. We got all the specials starting from the front, obviously the color. Then we got the M Performance lip, and then coming around, I got the IND carbon and the Vorstanger in the back. Interior is Cohiba, another rare color you might not see much. I got a M Performance steering wheel with all the lights and gadgets, the race lights. Back to the engine bay, I got inventory. I got a boot mod tune on it. I could take a flex fuel kit. I got the boot mod E85, clamps onto the low pressure fuel under the seat. So everything's pretty much integrated. You see I got the Mosselman oil filter with the IND painted to match M-Power cover, engine cover, and the CSF. Shout out to those guys. They came back on a polished model and a little Apex charge pipes, added some color back. And then we got the black line. Everything got polished from them to cap it off. Okay, okay. How much horsepower are you making? You know, because I'm running on bags, I never really, you know, everybody claims numbers. I know with an E85 tune that I can run, and you know, with the mods I got right now, I'm pretty sure I could say 500. Sound good to everybody? Okay. You know, okay. But I never, honestly, on this setup, I wouldn't really even push it.
You said 500. That's humble right there.
That's 500.
Okay. So, any memorable memories, experiences in this car so far?
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot. I mean, just like every other maybe F80 driver, you know, just the first time you just open it up, it's special. You know, you realize that the car can humble you if you don't pay attention to it. Oh yeah. And then when you get comfortable with it, you realize that the more you drive it, the harder and the more it wants, actually. You know, so I've put it up to some speeds where I was like, wow, this is pretty nice. And then, you know, you could always just drive it around town too. Sometimes you just go get something to eat, relax, clean it up. It's nice. All right. Humbling. Yeah, the first time I turned traction off. It was an experience. It'll let you know. I'll bite you. But usually I just, you know, again, the setup. The beauty of this car is or even the F8X platform is that it can be what you want it to be. Yeah, I attest to that. You know, for anybody with the F8X platform, I had one myself, 2015, Austin yellow, F80, manual transmission. Man, you know what this car can do and the potential that you have. It really is intense, you know, and if you do it right, you know, and you make sure you get that crank hub fix, you know, the power that you could really deliver to the wheels is really something different. So I'm happy to see it, you know, this color is beautiful. What's the future plans for this car? Well, yeah, you know, I did a lot fast. You know, COVID. I call this a COVID build. Anybody that asks me, because I bought the car, I didn't intend to go this direction, but you sitting home, start ordering stuff. You know, and you're not going now. If little extra money here, extra there. Oh, yeah. So in your mind, it was like almost like therapy. I'm sure a lot of people shopped, did what they did. But I started buying stuff and I started talking to people, met some real nice people along the way. You know, the F80 journey is special. If you own one, you know, people give you a look like, yo, you did it right, and that's what you appreciate when other enthusiasts, other people who really. Especially for me, it's the young guys. The young guys looking at me like, wow, BBS RS2s on bags, wow. You know, that makes me want to do more. But there comes a time where you get to a point where you gotta just sit back and look at it, and I'm approaching that. Maybe some power, maybe some, pure turbos, maybe. E85 on stock turbos is real nice driving range. If you really want that 60 to 130, I think that's where this car shines. But pure turbos might be it,
Okay, I'm excited for the build. I want to see what it has to offer when it's wheels to the floor, like all the horsepower just going to the wheels. I want to see what it really has.
Yeah, right. I might have to take it off bags to do that. I mean, I'm
at that point, yeah, 100%.
I'm on 265s in the rear, so I would change the way I move with the car. I think that's the beauty of it. Somebody asked me how much horsepower you pushing on it, I can't tell them. My tires are smaller. On the street I run 285s on my other wheels, and I really haven't set it up for track. But knowing one or two things about driving and what you look for, bags are great look in New York to me. You get to come down low, speed bumps, bad traffic, you can handle it. But as far as the track, coilovers is something a little bit more sturdy, can change how a car feels and how you drive it. So this car, I wouldn't say, everybody asks, power this? Nah, this is not power. This is what I would do if I was sitting home and had nothing to do.
You heard it here first.
This is how I would want it to, this is how I look at it, and then when you get into driving, maybe my next build would probably be something a little different.
Okay. If you could have one celebrity in your car on a ride-along, who would it be?
Wow, that's a good one. And I saw that, when you guys shot me a couple questions, I thought about it, and, the young me would have said Riri. I would love to see Rihanna just, turn traction off and have just her mouth. But I'm more like, I like the enthusiast. I want somebody who's going to appreciate it. Everyone, celebrities buy cars. They can afford any car. Bugatti is, I guess, the staple of that high-class celebrity. But F80, to me, if you follow, go through the E30s, the E36, the 46, the 90, the F80, and now the G. If you go through the steps of BMW and you know the history, that's the person that I want to drive. Someone who's never been in an F80 before and be like, I didn't like this about it, or the crank up was this, but they had an E30, or they had an E46, and they say, that's the greatest car. I love when BMW guys say that, or any car enthusiast say, that's the greatest one. It's a 46 is the greatest one. I said, all right, let me drive your 46 and you drive my F80. Or let me drive, and then you get to understand it, because there's only a few people that actually can tell you about every car. Shout out to, Stand Shop Keith. Asked him point blank at a time where he had every car. He said, he gave me his feedback, and I appreciate that feedback. So to answer your question, a celebrity, if they're enthusiasts, if they're into it, any one of them.
Okay, all right, I like it. All right, so what's your favorite car movie?
Favorite car movie? Fast and Furious, definitely. Until they got to like 3, and then they went out. I'm a big F1 fan. I'm a big car enthusiast. But Lewis Hamilton F1, his story, once that comes out for real, that's going to be something great. But I would say, yeah, Fast and Furious is probably the one that got me like, wow, that's when I was into cars. I mean, that's when they came about.
Okay, all right. So we went over what's next for this, right? What's next for the next build? You plan on getting something soon, near future, a little bit later? What's the plan with the next build?
Yeah, well, I bought an E46, kind of because it was the next, it was my next thought. It wasn't pristine. It's a project. It may be a bit too much of a project for me, but I'm gonna stick to it, and that's gonna be like a HPD build, high performance driving build. Okay. I got coilovers on it already. I got a lot of Turner stuff. Okay. To really put it on the track per se. Not drag strip, but circuit. And if the car pans out to be that car, that's what I want to do. I want to trailer it up, take it to maybe Impact one year, hit the track over there, park this up, hit that. I also got an S1000. It's done. It's ready. It's good.
That's one.
You know, so I'm a BMW guy, and kind of because they have the spirit that I want to portray. You know, they got into the game just to race, and I think that's the underlying, that's the underlying spirit of everyone. You know, I'm going to put a car out. Homologation just so that I can get down and race, and then they did real well. So that spirit, you know, that's when I don't want to age myself, but when the E30 came out, I was about 17. You know, so that's my prime time, and I've carried that. You know, this is my first M. I've had a couple BMWs, and now I have a couple more, but you know, this is my first M car.
That's nice, man. I love to see it. I love to hear it.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite place in New York, Pennsylvania, wherever, to really drive and open up this car?
Well, it's stages. When I had EMD Springs, the car felt a little bit like you want to drive it on that winding road, or you want to. As I moved to this setup, I think I was on 80 East going through Pennsylvania, actually going to Midwest. I took this car as far as Ohio. And you know, if you can see the road for miles and it's glass, you're gonna find the limit, you know. And I'm not admitting to anything, because these only go 65. But I found the limit of this car, and whoever was with me for a while, they appreciated it.
Okay.
You know, they gave me a thumbs up when I decided to ease off.
Okay.
So I would say that was the time where, you know, every car you're in, you want to know the limit as a driver. You want to, and there's a place to do it. You know, I'm not condoning anything, but there's a place to do it. So yeah, I found I think this tops out about 70 miles an hour.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
You know, and I got a thumbs up from the motorcycle and the other car. I don't even know what he was when I decided to get a bite to eat.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So this is a beautiful color. Mm-hmm. Outside of this color, what's your favorite BMW color? I know the M's have some really nice colors.
Yeah.
But even if it's not an M, what's like your favorite color? I know like the 440, they have like a nice blue. I don't know what it's called, but what's your take on the colors?
On the colors, I think that I fell in the first one I fell in love with was Hellrot Red, and on a 325 that I was in, a family member had one, and I always said that, you know, that's a beautiful color. I like what BMW did with individual colors. I probably won't get rid of this unless, you know, I probably won't get rid of it for that color, because when I first got it, shout out to Brooklyn Auto Sales, Adam, when I first got it, I was like, I didn't see it right away. But as the nights came and the sun went down, sometimes you just saw shimmers of different colors. This is probably my favorite color now. To answer your question, I'm into grays. And it depends on the car. Like, I thought Brooklyn Gray was a great car. In Brooklyn Gray, makes sense. But you see it on a certain cars, and maybe that car, like I see it on the G80, and I say maybe a darker color what fits that car. Yeah. So I think colors, car style. When I see them, I start to look at like what rim package goes with, because I've been setting things up for a while. So I start to look at the package. I think wrap adds a different texture to every car, because now you can wrap, you can PPF, you can stealth wrap. You know, go. I like frozen colors on the 90 series. You know, it's a package. BMW allows you to do certain things. You know, you go individual, pay a little more, get a different color. So you know, it's always going to be red. That's where I fell in love, I guess, the first time. But fits the car. If it was a E30, red.
Would you ever change this one to red? Or any other color? Or this is it?
This
it for it?
color to me, you know, I've hollered at about, there's one guy and there's about 4 or 5 people that around the world that reached out, and we have the same color car. There's 16 in the country.
Wow.
So,
Jeez.
you know, I like this color. And then when you search the history, you know, it's a Ferrari color. And you know, it has at night, it lights up. It's like drips, you know, and that's what's a beautiful thing about it. So this I plan to keep. You know, everything could, you know, I don't hold on to anything too hard, but you know, at this time in my life, I would plan to keep this car. Maybe a GTS hood, turbos, PPF it, ceramic it, and take it out once a week. You know, I drive it though. I got 40 plus thousand miles on it, so
Still not bad.
yeah.
That's still a young.
Yeah.
I like it, man. I like it. All right. So my last question to you is, did you always love this car, whether it's an F80 or the color, or did you just see it one day and was like, I have to have that?
Honestly, the E90, the slant in the side, I fell in love with that. That model, I was just like, look at that. They carried that to the F5, the M5, the F90, and I was like, that's it. I wasn't a fan of the design slant here. I felt that they should have just carried that over initially. But as far as the tech in the car, the motor, that was the one design cue. If you follow BMW design cue, I was like, other than that, I think the F80X platform is the most beautiful of the M cars.
I agree.
You know,
I agree.
Some people, some purists or people that are stuck in certain time frames are going to say, look, it's the 46. It's the E30, the first one. It's great. I had an E36. It's actually my son's. I spent more time on it than him. So I know that car pretty well. I think the F80, it was like, it called me. I saw it. At first I was like, that's a nice color, but then I looked at it again. I saw some other colors. I had a choice of the Johari edition, and I went with this. And I do not regret it. I absolutely do not regret it, because when I close my eyes and I say, this is how I would want this build. You know, whether you say it's performance, it's for show, it's for joint, it's for whatever. When I close my eyes and look, I don't see anything I would do different, you know?
Okay. I respect it, man. I respect it. Thank you to our special guest here, F80 M3. You heard it here first. Shout out to Crank Hub. Shout out to BBF family. We'll have his Instagram in the description. That way you can go ahead and follow him, see his build on Instagram. Without further ado, thank you.
Yeah, these shirts are done by my good friend at Nabari. This shirt, Crank Hub. We'll probably do a shirt once or twice a car season. I want to give a special shout out to Rats for Life on the air. Keith over at Stan Shop, he does my bolt-ons. Junior, a good friend of mine, and he former BMW mechanic, does work for me also. You know, and all you guys who appreciate it, that, you know, that also aspire or drive or just car guys. It's like, that's a good look. I appreciate you guys.
This is what we do. This is what we love to do. All right. Good. You did a fucking, man.